Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs with delight and unwavering optimism. We're going to talk about my wife's favorite player, my wife's favorite Cub, Christopher Raphael Morel. I'm I'm pretty sure he's a lot of Cub fans' favorite players. There's a lot of reasons for that. Christopher Morel he's a special man, and we're going to tell the story of Christopher Morel today because it's a very interesting and special story, and the beauty of it is the story has really just begun. So we're all familiar with him. We'll talk more about kind of where we stand with Christopher, but we're going to go all the way back. For those of you who don't know, and many of you do, Christopher had a tremendous setback early on in his career and overcame it. And one of the reasons that I think he's so popular is to come back from that. He had to have such a positive attitude, and he does. And it was a hurdle that was monumental, and he was able to jump it. So let's kick back. Let's talk little Cubs. Let's talk Christopher Morel, born June 24th, 1999. 16 years old, signed with the Cubs as an amateur free agent. He's from Santiago, Dominican Republic, righty, and yeah, 16 years old. Cubs signed him. That's amazing to me, anyway. 16 years old and you're already flashing that kind of talent. Sort of makes sense if you watch Christopher play. Just this talent just oozes out of him. So yeah, he's signs with the Cubs and then moves 3 hours south of Santiago to the south of the capital, Santo Domingo. And young kid, young teenager, first time he moves away from home, away from his parents, Rosa and Raphael. So he's gone playing baseball. About 4 months later, in December of 2015, is when the accident happened. Um, Christopher was traveling back to Santiago to visit the family, and he was taking a bus ride. And the bus stops to get lunch, so he gets out, and there's a cafeteria there near Santo Domingo, and he's grabbing some lunch. And as he's kind of getting his lunch squared away, he looks up, and the bus that he's on starts to leave. So, not in a panic, but in a rush, he tries to head out the door. Well, he gets to this glass door of this cafeteria, and the door is stuck. So he pushes on it. So he leans his left side into it and tries to push this door open. Well, instead of the door opening, the glass shattered. And when that glass shattered, it came raining down on him, and he went through it, and he sliced nerves and sliced tendons and all on his left arm and even above his left eye. So Christopher Morel's hurt. Cafeteria workers called the ambulance. Ambulance came, got him, took him to the hospital. He underwent surgery the rest of that day to repair the damage. And after it was over, the doctors he was seeing, now these weren't the Cub doctors, but these were doctors that were there, told him he'd never play baseball again. Christopher, 16 years old, and gets that news. He's alone. I mean, if you think about it, for any kid, that's just devastating news. So that's kind of where Christopher is. December 2015, told he'd never play baseball again. Well, Cubs trainer Jose Alvarez was very integral in sort of keeping his spirits up. He told him to have faith, that all things are possible, and he really had no choice but to buy into that. So he did. So he starts going through rehab, goes to work. Cubs sent him to the complex in Arizona to continue the rehab in 2017 after he got to the point where he could do that. And it was still difficult, both mentally and physical. It was a struggle, so much so that when he would call and talk to his parents, he would lie to them and tell them it was going really well when it really wasn't. It was very difficult. Teenager, foreign country, alone, just barely surviving, barely hanging on mentally. and eating In-N-Out burger 3 times a day because it's the only place that he felt like he could go in and order and knew what he was doing. It's just, I mean, that's something, but that's where he was, 2017. That's where he was. So it was about 6 months before he took his first swing. Finally did. So later in 2017, he began playing again. Played in the Dominican Summer League when it kicked off in 2017. So made his way back. Posted a 691 OPS in 61 games in that summer of 17. Only hit 220, but he had 49 hits. So, nice job. Very, coming from where he was 2 years ago and putting up numbers like that had to be very heartening for him. 2018, he played with Low A Eugene Emeralds and played in the Rookie League with the Arizona Cubs. Played in 54 games, only hit 216 with 44 hits and just 3 home runs. That's 2018. 2019, he starts the season with High A South Bend and plays 73 games, hits 284, 73 hits, and 6 home runs. Average up, power up. Here comes Christopher Morel. Then 2020 hit. Didn't play. COVID year. So that's a setback, just sort of getting back, rehab done, kind of feeling good. 2 years of ball under his belt, felt like he was coming. Still a young guy, not 20 yet. Can you imagine? 2020 didn't play, but on November 20th of 2020, the Cubs added him to the 40-man roster. Cubs had seen enough. Wanted to protect him from the Rule 5 draft, so they added him to the 40-man on November 20th. And so that's, you look and go, wow, there wasn't much to go on when they did that, right? He had the 2019 season, 73 games with just High A South Bend. That's all they've seen. So the talent that was evident caused them to they had to protect him, put him on the 40-man late 2020. 2021, he spent the season with Double-A Tennessee Smokies and split time at Iowa. Combined in 2021, he played in 111 games, only hit 223, but he had 90 hits, 18 doubles, and 18 bombs. So the slug starts to show itself here in 2021. 2022, he started again at Tennessee, and he was recalled or called up on May 17th, 2022. He made his debut a day later, and on his debut, he did something that it may be the greatest moment I've ever watched as a Cub fan. I mean, unreal. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to break a rule, and I'm going to show it to you. I don't do videos on this show. If you want to watch a video, we're on YouTube. Go watch a video. You clicked on this to talk Cubs, and that's what we're going to do. So I debated in my mind. That's a rule. I don't show videos. If you want to see a video, you go watch a video. But if you want to talk Cubs, you talk Cubs. But I'm going to show this video. I think it's that good. It may be the only video I ever post. Might be. We'll see. But we'll let it stand for itself. So I'll let you watch this video, and then I'll catch you on the flip side.
Hey, we got another big league debut here.
Ooh, this is exciting.
This is for Morel, and Wilson Contreras is leading the chant in the clubhouse. They got the rhythmic clap going, and all the fans are behind the dugout are fully on board.
Now, did he just come up to Baez walk up?
Might have been. Might have been. See if he can do something spectacular like Brandon Hughes did. He's got a lot of ability. A lot of swing and miss in his profile. He's filling out. He's getting stronger. He's got power. Facially, he reminds you a little bit of a Ramos Ramirez, doesn't he?
No question. Yeah, the headshot on Baseball Reference for sure. He's still only 22 years old.
306 down at Double A, 7 home runs and 20 runs batted in, slugging .565.
The 1-2. And Morel lays off. Cubs leading at 6-0, trying to make it 4 consecutive wins. Inside, and now it's 3-2. Let's see if he gets something to hit right here. And here comes the crowd.
There you go.
Love it.
Stay calm, young man.
Here's the 3-2. That is hammered. Left field. Oh, my goodness.
Why not?
Got a touch first. Christopher Morel.
Oh, my. You got to be kidding me. Wow.
In his first major league at bat, he goes yard.
He goes Waveland.
Waveland.
Yard. He goes shopping on Waveland.
That was a special moment. And can I also just say, this place, I mean,
They helped make that happen.
They helped make that happen. This is as great a place as there is.
He's giving him a curtain call, whether they want it or not. The self-proclaimed curtain call. Impressive. I mean, outstanding. What bat speed, man. I mean, at batting practice, he saw the pop, but that ball was crushed.
So there's that. Christopher Morel. Home run debut, first at bat. Unbelievable. So from that point, I think Christopher Morel was a fan favorite. I mean, it happened immediately. So, you know, you wonder kind of where things were, how they happened. Well, that's the start of the Christopher Morel fan club. I was in, all in. Been in since, really. Like him. Loved watching play. Loved the way he does it. I know his deficiencies. We all do. Got to find a place for him defensively. I understand. But there's no question he's fun to watch. He's a great guy. If you don't like Christopher Morel, you don't A, like the Cubs, you don't B, like baseball. That's my opinion. The rest of that season in 2022, played 113 games, hit 235, 308 on base, 433 slug, had 16 home runs, 47 RBIs. Still a kid, you know. Still a kid. Fast forward 2023, breaks camp, doesn't make the team. There was a lot of discussion when he didn't break camp and come north to Chicago with the team after spring training 23. A lot of people thought he should have. They didn't. They sent him to Iowa. Well, that didn't stay long. He played 29 games in Iowa, a /330 average, 425 on base, and a 730 slug for an over 1,000 OPS. Had 11 home runs and 31 RBIs in those 29 games. 9 bombs. Christopher. You know he wasn't happy when they sent him to Iowa. Couldn't have been. So I'll just hit 330 and slug over 1,000, hit 11 home runs in 29 games. You know, that's what I'll do. When he came back with the Cubs in 2023, you know, he had that epic at bat for his debut. He came back his first 12 games with the Cubs in 2023. He hit 9 home runs in 12 games, franchise record. 9 home runs, 12 games. Dude's got pop. I mean, that's some raw pop. He's just a kid still. Just they list him at $140. I don't think he's 140. I don't know if you noticed that, but they list Christopher Morel at 140 pounds. I'm sure he's not. In 2023, he played 107 games, had 429 plate appearances, 388 official ABs, scored 62 runs, had 96 hits, hit 26 home runs, 70 RBIs, had 36 walks, 133 strikeouts, hit 247, on base 313, slug 471. Okay. On base percentage down, strikeout to walk ratio too high. I know. Had a 1.2 WAR, decent. Career WAR 2.4. So his WAR was the exact same in 2022 that it was in 2023. I don't know what that means. I just thought I'd tell you. Let's advance scout his batting. Let's get into it a little bit, because what we know is he's got power, right? I mean, tremendous, unreal power and bat speed. Chases a little bit, strikeouts too much. We know that, but let's get in and find out. Okay, we're going to take some categories that I think are pertinent, and we'll compare what Christopher has done compared to league average. Now we're going to do this. I just did his 2023 averages. We're going to do his combined career. So that's in 22, 23. Get the at bats up so we have a little bit more reliable data, so the sample size isn't so small. So the following numbers are career. His home run percentage is 6.1%. It's double the major league average. Christopher Morel hits home runs at a rate double the average major league player. His strikeout percentage is also higher than the average major league player. Average is 22.6. Morel's is 31%. Okay, we know that. He strikes out too much. You'd be surprised his base on ball percentage is at league average. So his home run production is double. He walks at league average, but he strikes out more than league average. I just find that interesting too. Let's go a little deeper. We know that he hits the ball hard. Well, how hard? Well, he has an exit velocity average of 91.9 on balls put in play. 91.9. Major league average is 88.3. So he hits the ball harder than the average major leaguer. And not only does he hit the ball harder, he hits it hard more often. His hard hit rate, 50%. Average major leaguer has a hard hit rate of 39%. His line drive numbers are below league average. He's at 20.5%, league average 23.8. So he doesn't hit line drives as well as the league does. His ground ball percentage is right at league average, but his fly ball percentage is higher. It's 29.5 versus 25.9. You know, he's a pull hitter, 43% pull rate, where the average major leaguer is just under 30% pull rate. So he's definitely pull happy. He's a kid with bat speed. What are you gonna? I mean, if he's not pull happy at this point, something's wrong, I think. Opposite field average is only 12%, league average 18. Okay, so what do we want him to do? Let's strike out less. Let's go oppo a little bit, and find a place to put him in the field. Maybe something like that. When do you hit him? Where do you hit him? Well, let's take a look at his splits. We'll do career splits versus right-handers. Way more at bats versus right-handers. 634 plate appearances, 575 ABs. Got 143 hits, 32 home runs, 51 walks, 208 strikeouts, hitting 249 with a 312 on base, 478 slug, and a 791 OPS. That's against right-handers. Okay, is he better, worse, same versus lefties? Let's see. 220 plate appearances with 192 at-bats, 42 hits, 10 home runs, 23 walks, 62 strikeouts, average 219, on base 306, slug 448, OPS 754. I don't know if it's enough data for us to rely on or not, but he's hitting righties better. Hits them harder, hits for better average. You know, those lefties can be tricky. You know, I get it. You don't see a lot of them. You know, I imagine over time he's going to get better at it. The question is, where do you play him? Well, I don't know. You know, third base, but a lot of talk about Christopher at third base. You know, well, let's look at these numbers. He played in his career. He's played all over. He played 60 games in center field. In center field, he made 3 errors with a fielding percentage of .978. Okay, we've all seen him in center field. It doesn't look great. His reads aren't great. His path isn't great. It's kind of a mess. But he's got a great arm. He's got an outfield arm. He's got speed, covers ground. I don't know if you put him out there and make him play, will he come around? Probably. I mean, yeah, get better for sure. Played 52 games at second base, made 2 errors, fielding percentage of .989. .989 at second base is highest fielding percentage, which isn't great. I mean, it's not horrible, but second base should be higher. Made 2 errors there. So, again, sample size is low. 23 games at third base, really kind of, that's where he struggled a little bit. That's why they sent him down to play winter ball. He played in Venezuela Winter League and played third base, and I guess did real well. From all accounts, played really well in the Dominican at third base, and I think they sent him down there to play him at third, let him get some repetitions there. And he had a great winter. No surprise he won the Gentleman's Award down there. You know, Christopher, the Gentleman's Award, no kidding. Great teammate. Great guy, just always smiling. It's like, you think it's fake initially, right? When you first see it, oh, fake. No, it's not fake. That's what he is. Every time you see him, 2 years later, he's still the same guy. Played 15 games at shortstop over the last 2 years, made 2 errors, so that's a .957. So, I don't know. You know, I guess the big question is, you want him in the lineup, sure. He's going to hit for power. He's going to hit a bunch of home runs. He's going to slug. As he matures, his strikeout to walk ratio will improve. We just got to figure out a way to get him at bats and let him mature. Question is, where are you going to play him? Where do you play Christopher Morel? Like, if I was starting right now, you go, well, logjam short second, so he's not going to play in front of Nico, even though possibly second base is his best defensive position. Where he's not going to play ahead of Nico at second. You know, he'll get a lot of run at DH, I'm sure. Outfield, depending on what happens with some signings, but Hap's got left field, Saya's got right field. You're probably not going to be comfortable with Morel in center, whether it's Pete Crow or, Talk. I feel way more comfortable with Talkman in center than I do Morel defensively. So I think Morel's going to see at bats in the DH spots minimally. I think he'll get some time at third base. Whether they want to give him some try back in the outfield, I don't know. But I think it depends on how well he improved over the winter. We'll see. We're going to find out very soon. Spring training's coming up. But Christopher Morel, just is such a entertaining player, And that video, people ask me a lot about why Cub fans. Well, that stuff happens at Wrigley. That's a Wrigley experience. It's organic. There wasn't anybody in the PA system telling the crowd to get up. We get up when it's time to get up, and we celebrate that. It's an experience that you just don't see in other venues, and one of many reasons I'm a monster Cub fan. I just love that stuff. That night that Morel did that, it was one for the ages. So I wanted to share it with you, and if you haven't seen it before, you can go back and look at it over and over. It's awesome. I've watched it so many times I can't tell you, and it's as good. Just right now, it was as good as it was the first time I saw it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are enjoying these profiles. I think it'll be helpful. Like, if you knew Christopher Morel's background before he hit that home run, it would have been so emotional you probably broke down, right? And I don't think most of us knew. But now that you know and you see that and see what he that night, so that you kind of understand what's in his head. That's what these profiles are designed to do. These profiles that I'm doing are designed so that when we watch our players play, we have an understanding. Why did they react in that situation the way they reacted? Well, if you know their history, maybe you'll understand them better. So make sure you go through and watch all the profiles. If there's a player that you want to know more about and don't have time to do it, shoot me a message. Tell me you want a profile on a certain guy. I'll do a profile for you. I got time. That's what I'm doing. 24/7. I'm not thinking Cubs. It's true too. I'm not joking. That's all I do. I can't get it out of my head. I do one video and immediately the idea for the next one hits my head. That's what I think about. It's a full-time deal. I mean, I can't do anything else. It won't clear my head. I love it. I just can't wait to do the next one. So if you've got any requests, shoot them to me. I will do some research, put something together for us, something we can all enjoy. So, all right, that's it for now. I'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks for clicking on my videos. It's going to be a really good season. I'm looking forward to doing those series recaps. I've got a plan already. I've got a format for us, and we're gonna have a great season following these Cubs and talking about these Cubs. So I look forward to seeing you later. You guys have a great one. In the meantime, go Cubs go.